They say talent makes an artist, but that's not true. Talent is only a seed, and seeds don't grow unless you water them every single day. This is the story of a man who did just that. A man who wasn't born gifted, who didn't have connections or money, but who made a decision, a quiet, ordinary decision, that would change his life forever. He decided to draw one sketch a day, every day, for 10 years. It started on a cold morning. He was sitting by his window, a blank page staring back at him. Outside, the world moved on, cars honking, people rushing to work, dreams being chased and dreams being forgotten. He felt small, insignificant. He had always wanted to be an artist, but every time he tried to draw, the lines felt wrong, the shapes felt off, and the people around him, they were better, faster, more talented. He thought to himself, maybe I'm just not meant for this. But then, somewhere deep inside, another voice whispered, you may not be good now, but what if you just try? That voice was quiet, but it was enough. So he picked up his pencil and drew his first sketch. It was rough, messy, unimpressive, but it was his, and he promised himself he would draw another one tomorrow. At first, it didn't look like much. One sketch turned into 7, 7 into 30, 30 into 100. He didn't miss a day. Some days he drew for hours. Other days, he drew for minutes. A quick outline before bed when his eyes were heavy and his hands tired. But he showed up every single day. People didn't notice. His friends laughed. Why waste your time? They asked. You're not even improving. But what they couldn't see was that improvement isn't loud. It's quiet. It happens slowly in the small, unseen moments. In the strokes no one claps for, in the practice no one records, in the commitment that doesn't go viral. Days turned into months, months into years. By year 3, he began to notice subtle changes. His lines had rhythm. His proportions were better. He could draw hands without frustration. Faces began to have emotion. He was still far from great, but something deeper had changed. He wasn't just training his hand. He was training his mind. He learned patience. He learned to show up even when the results weren't instant. He learned to love the process more than the praise. And soon, the act of drawing became more than a goal. It became his meditation, his peace, his way of breathing through life. By year 5, he realized something profound. He wasn't the same person who started. The timid, uncertain dreamer had become someone unrecognizable, someone who didn't rely on motivation anymore, because he had built discipline. He no longer asked, "Do I feel like drawing today?" He simply drew, because when you do something long enough, it becomes who you are. He learned that greatness isn't a single act of brilliance. It's the result of 1,000 tiny, invisible repetitions, moments that seem meaningless until one day they're not. But life has a way of testing our resolve. In year 6, his mother fell ill. Bills piled up. He had to take 2 jobs just to get by. His hands, once steady, now trembled from exhaustion. He didn't have time. He didn't have energy. One night, after a 14-hour shift, he came home and collapsed at his desk. He looked at the blank page and thought, maybe I'll skip just one day. But then he remembered his promise, the one he made to himself 10 years ago. So, with trembling fingers, he drew. Just one small sketch. It wasn't beautiful, but it was honest. And that night, he learned something powerful. That consistency isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, even when everything in you says not to. By year 7, something incredible happened. People began to notice. His work started spreading online, one sketch at a time. What once got 2 likes now had thousands. He was invited to showcase at a local gallery, then another, then another. But even with all the attention, he didn't let the noise distract him. Because he knew This was never about fame. It was about growth. Every sketch was a page in his story, a story of persistence, discipline, and quiet triumph. By year 9, he began teaching. Young artists would ask him, "What's your secret? How did you get so good?" And he would smile and say, "There is no secret." He told them, "Everyone wants to master the mountain, but few are willing to take the first step, and then take another every day for 10 years. He told them that art, like life, is not about instant progress. It's about faith. Faith that today's effort will matter tomorrow, even when you can't yet see the results. He said, "Don't chase speed, chase depth. Don't chase applause, chase growth," because he had learned something the hard way, that mastery isn't an event. It's a lifestyle. Then came year 10, 3,650 sketches, 3,650 moments of doubt, patience, and quiet victories. He stood before a wall, every drawing pinned side by side. The first, shaky and unsure. The last is breathtaking. He smiled, not because he'd become great, but because he'd become whole. Every sketch was proof that time rewards the committed. That passion, when paired with discipline, becomes unstoppable. He realized he didn't just draw pictures for 10 years. He drew himself into existence. He wasn't the same man anymore. He had become the artist he once dreamed of being. Not by luck, not by talent, but by persistence. And now his story is told, not to glorify what he achieved, but to remind you of what's possible. Because maybe right now, you're standing at your own blank page. Maybe your dream feels far away. Maybe you think you're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough. But you don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. One small action, one step, one sketch, every day. And one day, not tomorrow, not next week, but maybe 10 years from now, you'll look back and realize the small thing you did daily wasn't small at all. It was everything. So whatever your dream is, write it, build it, sing it, practice it. Not once in a while, not when it's easy, but every day. Because greatness doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who commit. Remember, the artist who practiced one sketch a day for 10 years didn't just master drawing, he mastered himself. And if he could do it, so can you.